Hi, we're going to learn distance on the coordinate grid or the coordinate plane. So we're going to be given two ordered pairs, and then I'll teach you how to find the distance. There's some patterns we'll see. First, I'll go over the concept with you about it using an actual coordinate grid, and I got one up here, and the question helped to do it. Then I'm going to teach you how to sketch a coordinate grid, and you'll see when you're in the same quadrant what to do. Well, I'll just tell you, you subtract the absolute values of the x or y coordinate that's different. There will be one that's the same, and then if you cross quadrants, you're going to add the absolute values of the ones that are different. So, I don't want to waste your time. We'll get right into it. My name's Jason Jacobs. If you ever need any help with your Envision or sixth grade math, I'm trying to create videos to help all sixth graders, my sixth graders, and really any sixth grader around the world who just wants a clear, concise answer without a lot of fluff. And let's get right into it. Number one here, I picked 8 problems for us to do. Find the distance between the points -6, 4. This is the x coordinate, this is the y coordinate, and 5, 4. I want you to notice something. Do you see the y coordinate? The y coordinate here is the same. This means we are going to be dealing with the x coordinate to find the distance. Now, I could just tell you, because this one's negative and this one's positive, that we're going to add the absolute values to find the distance, which, by the way, is always positive. But that doesn't help you with the concept. You can see that we do add the absolute values. So I'm going to teach you how to sketch a coordinate grid and just do it real fast. And I'm also going to teach you how to do the question help. So we're going to go into Math Tools. And in Math Tools, go ahead and scroll down to the coordinate grapher. And we're going to do the full plane. Now there's some window switching we're going to have to do. We're just going to deal with that. So I'm now going to X out of here. And -6, 4. All right, I'm going to plot -6, 4. Now, -6 was the x coordinate. That comes first. So -6 up 4. That's right here, guys. All right, let me just do this for you because this is important. You're going to see lots of questions like this. This is the first quadrant, the second quadrant, third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant, IV. Okay, let's see what our other point is. I'm not going to do this for every question because I really value your time. So I'm just going to do it for this one. But this is a great strategy for you to use if you're using Envision. 5, 4. So over 5, up 4. X coordinate comes first, over 5, and up 4. One thing about distance is it's always going to be positive. Okay, so we're finding this whole distance here. Now, absolute value means the distance from 0. And from here to here, the distance from 0, see from -6 to 0, is 6. So the absolute value of 6, so let me just show you. By the way, these are the quadrants. We're crossing quadrants. We are crossing quadrants, see? And when you cross quadrants, you add those absolute values. And we're going to do the absolute value of 6 plus, that's absolute value sign, guys, the absolute value of 5. The two that were different. Notice the 4s are the same. I'm not worried about those. Absolute value of -6 is 6. See guys how it's 6 away? It's 6 away right here. And the absolute value of 5 is 5. It's 5 away here. So 6 plus 5. The distance is 11 units. Sometimes you'll see 1 unit, like from here to here, 1 unit might be worth 10. They might say equals 10 feet, per example. And then you would just multiply this here by 10 if that were the case. It's not the case here. But I hope this helps you understand the concept of what to do When you cross quadrants, you're going to add those absolute values. Now, let's say they're in the same quadrant. You see how this is in the same quadrant? You're going to subtract the absolute values. In this case, 8 minus 2. So this is a distance of 6, for example. Let me erase that, and we'll get right back in here and get moving on this lesson. So what you're looking for here, you'll see the y coordinate here in these ordered pairs are the same. So ignore that, right, guys? Ignore that. And then because this is negative and that's positive, this indicates that you cross quadrants. And when you cross quadrants, you're going to add. Let me show you what I mean. So right here, we're going to take the absolute value of negative 6 plus the absolute value of 5. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6. The absolute value of 5 is 5. That's a distance of 11. All right. Look here, guys. See the x-coordinate, the negative 9.5 and the negative 9.5? Those are the same. Ignore those. See how I'm going to underline this for completion, for make a point here. These two are different, but I want you to notice something. You see that negative sign there? You see that negative sign there? Those signs are the same. When the signs are the same, you're going to subtract the absolute values. This means, guys, that these ordered pairs are in the same quadrant. When they're in the same quadrant, you subtract the absolute values. And you can see that here. They're telling you what to do here, but they're not always going to tell you. Hey, I suggest in situations like this to sketch out you should have a math notebook out in front of you. If you want, you can close your eyes and visualize. I sometimes can close my eyes and visualize, but you're just starting out, so we're not going to do that. Here's X and here's Y. This is what you do in your math notebook to help you. Now, guys, we're not going to bother doing all the intervals and all that kind of stuff. That takes too much time. And again, I value your time. And I want to teach you how to do this the quickest possible way and still understand the concept. Here's how I suggest you do this, guys. Okay, you ready? Negative 9.5. I'm estimating it to be like about there. And then down negative 5.9. I'm estimating it to be about here. You know, it might be off a little bit, but here's the key point, guys. In your math notebook, do this. Write the ordered pair, and this will help you. And if it seems like I'm a little annoyed right now, it's because I kind of wrote where the other one's going to be. So I should have thought that out. But, you know, teachers make mistakes too. Negative 9.5, negative 5.9. All right, now I'm going to do this next ordered pair. Negative 9.5, negative 3.5. I'm mainly showing you this so you understand the concept of what I mean by the same quadrant. And then I'll teach you a quick way where you don't even have to do any of this. But I want you to understand what's happening. Okay, you see, same quadrant. I should change colors for your clarity's sake. Same coordinate, X. You're in the same quadrant. You're in the third quadrant, guys. That means you're going to subtract these absolute values. So you're going to take the absolute value of negative 5.9, which absolute value is always positive, so 5.9. And you're going to subtract the absolute value of negative 3.5, which is just 3.5. Let me show you what I mean. So you want to not do all that stuff and you get the concept. This is the same as this. Ignore it. Take the absolute value of this one, subtract the absolute value of this one. You know that because the signs are the same. These are both negative signs. If they're both positive, you would subtract them as well. So, not this one. That one's there to trick you. It's this one minus the negative 3.5. Absolute value is always positive. Now you got to find the answer. You're allowed to use a calculator on this because it's more like the reason you're allowed to use a calculator is it's more about you understanding this whole part than it is about what we did in topic 1. But for completion's sake, I like not using a calculator. I think it makes you a stronger mathematician and math foundation. But if this homework's taking you hours and hours, you can use one. I hope you're having a great day, wherever you are. Let's look here. Immediately think to yourself, when we're finding the distance between these points, which ones are the same? So on yours, on mine, the y coordinates are the same. Now I could sketch this out for you, but I showed you 2 ways to do it, so you can go back and review those. But let's get right into it. This one's positive. This x coordinate's positive. This one's negative. This indicates that you're crossing quadrants, and when you cross quadrants, you're going to add the absolute values. You see, I'm glad I'm here telling you this because I think some students just take this for granted that you're adding the absolute values. So I'm telling you why you're doing that, which hopefully is going to make you a stronger mathematician. So we are going to take the absolute value of 11.5 and the absolute value of negative 5.5, which is always going to be positive. We're going to add those together. Hey, here's a quick way to add, okay? See this half right here? I'm going to give it to this one. This makes this 12 and this 5. Okay, you see how that works? Little tips and tricks. Twelve plus 5 is 17. I was going to draw it out, but I say we just get done with this. You see the negative 6s, they're the same. Do you see the y coordinate here? In my case, I know your example's different, but they're both the same sign. What that indicates, I guess I'll just do it real quick, is that they're in the same quadrant, okay? So negative 6 down 1. This is negative 6, negative 1. And then negative 6 down 3. Do you guys see why they're in the same quadrant? Okay, so from here to here, we're going to subtract the absolute values. So we're going to take the absolute value of negative 3. We're going to subtract the absolute value of negative 1. And sometimes you'll have to show this work. Oh, I should, for completion's sake, do 3 minus 1 here, because absolute value is always positive. Okay, right here, guys. You see the y coordinates in my instances are the same. You see how this x coordinate is negative and this one's positive? This indicates that you're going to add the absolute values. This is 9.9 and that's 0.1. Make sure, remember, this one's now positive. Make sure you line up the decimals when you do it. You're really lining up the place values. X coordinates here are the same when we're finding the distance. See that? Negative sign, negative sign. What does that indicate, guys? When both those signs are the same on that y coordinate, that indicates that they're in the same quadrant. When they're in the same quadrant, what do you got to do? That's right, you got to subtract the absolute values. So the absolute value of negative 6 and 3/4 minus the absolute value of negative 1 and 1/4. So you have 6 and 3/4, guys, minus 1 and 1/4. See how the denominators are the same? You need the denominators to be the same when you are subtracting fractions. 3 minus 1, that's 2, so 2/4. 2/4 equals 1/2, by the way. 6 minus 1 is 5, so 5 and 1/2, guys, for my problem. How you guys doing on distance? It's not too bad once you get the hang of it. A lot of my students ask me about this one, and let me show you. We see a visual here. I'll show you in just a sec. Distance between the swings in roller coaster 1. All right, let me show you. This is kind of cool. We live over here in Cincinnati by Kings Island. Have you ever been to Kings Island? It's a really fun theme park like Disney World. I heard not as good. I can't afford Disney World. Maybe one day, right? Maybe one day. Let's see. So this here is at -8. Do you see why it's at -8? So from here to here is -8. And then from here to here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have basically a distance from here to here, that's 8, and from here to here, that's 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. So I hate all these switching of windows. I don't really hate anything, but it's just a little annoying. 13. All right, this next one, we have the Ferris wheel and roller. So the Ferris wheel to roller coaster 3. Oh, there it is. We're crossing the x-axis here. Here's an easy way to do this. You see from here to here is 2. And from here to here is -8. I think if that's a 10. So that's 8 plus 2. That's 10. Okay, now this is the one where students have some trouble. It's really not that bad. So you take the distance from roller coaster 2 to roller coaster 3, and then from roller coaster 3 to the water slide. So what was it again? Roller coaster 2 to roller coaster 3. Okay, so right here. Notice are we in the same quadrant here, guys? Yep, same quadrant, so we're going to subtract. So it looks like that's -1, but the absolute value of -1 is 1. This is -8, but the absolute value of -8 is 8. So 8 minus 1 is 7. Now we got to go to the water slide, guys. Crossing quadrants. So we're going to add. This is -8, but absolute value of -8 is 8. This is that's 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. And then this here was 7. I mean, I see why it's... So we have 15 plus 7. Is that right? 15 plus 7. I think that's right. I mean, I kind of see why that one is kind of a hard one. It's 22. Let's see if we got it right. Hooray. All right, so Yeah, there's one like this on the quiz. Hint, hint. We got to find two of them that equal a distance of 4.5. So I know yours is different, but if you were doing mine, just watch for a sec. Watch how I plan this out. So what I'm going to do is look for two of them with the same x value, x coordinate, and then or the same y coordinate. So let's see. There's an x coordinate. That's the same, and there's the x coordinate. That's the same. I'm looking for my target value, which is 4.5. All right. This is positive, and this is negative. That means we're going to add their absolute values. So this absolute value here would be 2 plus 5.5. That would be 7.5. So no dice. Not this one and not this one. But we could use one of them in the future. Let's see, is there a -2 anywhere? Nope. All right, so we're not going to use it. All right, look at this. This one has a 2 in the y coordinate, and this one has a 2 in the y coordinate. Okay. This is negative, and this is negative. That means they are in the same quadrant, so we're going to subtract. Absolute value of -4 is 4. Absolute value of -0.5 is 0.5. That equals 3.5. We are one off. You see how they were trying to trick you on that one? Oh boy. I'm honestly not sure which one it is. Do you guys see what it is for me? Okay, I see another one, guys. -0.5 and -0.5. These are the type of questions that are going to be on tests, okay? These type of questions go on tests, so make sure you got this one. This is negative. This is positive. Indicates that we're crossing quadrants. So we're going to add those absolute values. Absolute value of -2.5 plus the absolute value of 2. So this one is 2.5 plus 2. That equals 4.5. And that's our target. Whew. Yeah, that one's tricky, huh? But these are the type of questions that you're going to be seeing on tests. So learn how to do these a lot. What I like about these is you fail a couple times. I failed twice with my guessing, and it could get discouraging. But the students that are successful in life learn how to overcome that. So this is a rigorous question, and definitely take the time. Just don't guess. Just don't guess on it. Hope I get it right. And if not, we'll keep working on it. We won't give up. Was that it? Well, guys, it's been a pleasure doing distance with you today. My name is Jason Jacobs. Like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.